Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for May 22nd. Okay, taking a look at the futures here right now, gapping down a little bit from the close, $2.50. That equates to about 25 cents on the SPY. Okay, so let's take a look at the SPY real quick. Interestingly enough, the SPY, let's go into the intraday. It topped out at this 286.90s area. Okay, and what this area is if I zoom out on the big picture here, I map this off in the red line. This is where the dump happened back in 2018 on October, the massive dump, right? So very, very critical level that we just topped today. If this level breaks out tomorrow, the next level of resistance or the target area would be around the 288.90s area, so basically 289. I'm not even sure if it can get that far. I mean, there's another level here at the 288 as well. Looking at the intraday chart, we are gapping down about 30 cents, so on the close here at 286.35, down 30 cents, we're around the 286 area. Now this 286 area is pretty key. As you can see, it was this morning's resistance. Eventually it broke out, came back, held and tested it, and became kind of like the VWAP area, and it just ran back up. Late day it failed from there on the double top and closed somewhat, I wouldn't say strong. It did hold some of its gains, but we are now back into this prior resistance area, which is now become support. Now this area of 286, very, very crucial. As you see this, run your eyes across to the left here for the prior 3 days. This was this day's close over here, and then we had a gap down, now gap back up. Pretty sporadic in my opinion, but kind of hard to call out what's going to happen next, but we do have key levels to work with. This 286.90s area or 287 area, I do like it for the fail, but however, I mean, for the past few days we are seeing little bits, itsy bits of gapping up. Okay, I did mention though, I mean, I believe a few days ago I did mention some sort of an uptrend line, and it kind of snapped. I'm not even sure if I'm drawing this trend line up properly, but this 286 also meets up with the trend line, so it basically failed the trend line and then reclaimed. This fail of the trend line probably came due to Trump tweeting about banning of Huawei, right? So it looks like it has reclaimed this uptrend though. So still following this uptrend line, and we'll see. Is this the uptrend line that I'm supposed to be watching here? 283. Yeah. So still same uptrend line on the daily chart, but we'll have to see. This 286.90s area, very, very interesting. I do like this for a key area to work with, developing a long or short trade from there. With that said, let's get into the watch list. I have 5 tickers for you guys tonight, so let's get right into it. First up is Luckin Coffee. I know for the past few days I've been tooting on about how they are a very fast-growing company, and I do like the fact that they grow so fast. However, even today when Kramer came on CNBC, he talked about Luckin, and apparently it doesn't seem like people are enjoying this IPO too much or being too optimistic. Let's load up some levels right here. Luckin Coffee. So I was shorting it today, and I actually do want to talk about today's trade, right? I basically this key level of 19 was my watch level from last night. I actually missed this short because I didn't really want to take an opening trade. I wanted to be on a little bit of a safer side, so I waited out all this. And I did wait out until the VWAP snapped as well. Now, once the VWAP snapped, it became very evident today on the intraday chart that it held a critical resistance channel here, okay? And this was the low that I was watching, right? So it basically held this channel for a long while, and I shorted around the top of this channel. Some of these little pop throughs kind of stopped me out, but I got right back in, and eventually this snapped, uh, and it started bouncing again. So what I want to talk about though is this sideways channel. It looked like it was holding some sort of support. In actuality, it was just kind of like consolidating, right? This final candle, the 5-minute chart doesn't do it justice. This 1-minute chart over here, this final candle literally stopped me out as I was paying myself today throughout my shorts on each wash. I had a little bit of size left, and following this channel, I had a nice hard stop set around this area, and then eventually this one candle literally grabbed everything. Anybody who shorted this channel today, and literally stopped them all out. And what it did right after though, it literally came right back down, and even under the today's lows at support at around the 1750s area. Okay, so this was today's morning's lows, right? And to close, we snapped down under it and stayed down under it after hours. Now, what this means to me, this is a very manipulative candle. I've been thinking about why, right? You need to understand the why to be able to establish some sort of an idea and create a path to trading properly. Now, this candle, had it stayed above the VWAP to close and started grinding up from here, I would say that this would be a momentum shift and a turning point for Luck and Coffee to start running back up tomorrow. However, it didn't do that. It tanked right after and broke today's lows with volume, very evident here. So that to me tells me that this candle was basically a market maker candle that grabbed all these shorts that were in, that piled in, and they basically stopped out all the weekend shorts that got in late, i.e. example, retail traders like me, right? Because if you were shorting this channel, where would you set your stops? A little bit above around here. You would see the $18 mark, very key. You would set some levels around here, and they made sure they literally stopped everyone out and grabbed all their shares. Now, very interestingly enough, it topped out, this candle topped out at 1840, 1839 area, which I also mapped off last night. It's actually last night's low over here. You can see 1840. Okay, so it literally topped right back out from there, and it came back down. Now, with that said, overall, it looks to me like the market still wants some more downside, to be quite honest. And I'm not going to fight it. In fact, I'm actually going to ride it because it was so evident to me that it failed the low of today and stayed under it. Tomorrow, I'm watching this prior low of this morning, the 1750 area is going to be very key. Knowing that the market wants more downside, I want to be shorting at any pop into the at the open here. Now, some key levels I'll be watching, of course, I mentioned the 1750. I am expecting a little bit more of a gap down the way it closed. So weak, right? On the bottom side, though, I mean, $17 is its initial IPO pricing. So I'm definitely going to mark this level up as a target. Okay. I'm looking for a pop and drop. I do like trading this ticker because it has so much range and it does follow these level to a T, right? Now with this candle at the close, this 330 candle on the 30-minute chart, you see the increase in volume and the snap down under critical level. We do have today's support over here as well. So it basically snapped through and under. So anywhere from 1750 to 1760, I'll be watching. On the intraday, we have a downtrend line that's following as well, looking for a pop and drop, and ideally, if I could get short. Also watching the 18 area as well, right? So it might pop through and test out the 18 before it fails again. But I do like the short on Luckin Coffee tomorrow. Next up, Uber. Uber is looking a little weak, to be quite honest. Let's load up some drawings over here. Uber. Oh, actually, before we go to Uber, I want to talk about, go back to Luckin real quick. Okay. Now, with this sell-off, you might be asking, well, who has this been bottomed yet? Is it going to reverse and start going back up? Well, the way I see it is it snapped today's lows and it stayed under, right? So until it proves to me that, excuse me, until it proves to me that it can stay above these levels here, probably 1750, it can stay above, then I'll keep my bias short for now. A true reversal would be kind of like, this actually reminds me of Uber real quick. So let's going back to Uber on in the first 2 days of its IPO. As you can see, it failed. Right at the close, it snapped through, made a new low. However, this low got bought right back up. And then the next day it gapped up, right? So this was the reversal point. Once it pulled back in the morning from the gap, it made a higher low from here. Okay. Sorry, wrong line here. It made a higher low from its previous low, and then hence we have the run up all the way back to 44. Okay, so this higher low, this gap up and higher low showed a reversal sign. However, it didn't happen with Luckin today. Who knows, maybe if tomorrow we get a gap up and then pull back down and starts holding a higher low, then yes, I might ditch the short idea and long it instead. But always have two plans. Going back to Uber real quick, what I'm looking for Uber is basically I'm looking for multi-day support breakdown tomorrow. As you can see, coming into the daily chart real quick, we have the key level of 41 right here, which is IPO days low. And then coming up a little bit, this is the multi-day support, 41.25. So on here, May 16th, we have the low. May 17th, we have the low. And then we have the opening price, May 20, and the closing price here, May 15th. So we are coming into a major support area over here. Okay, so let's mark that off. This is a multi-day support. What I want to see, the way the stock closed so weak, right? I do want to see a gap down. Let's load some drawings on Uber real quick. Okay, these drawings have been on since day one, right? Looking for the multi-day support snap down. So here's that $41 support. And if I may just mark out this whole entire area real quick for you guys from here, right? So we have a support zone, and I want to see the support snap. Now, what my plan is, it's basically we have an important technical level, okay? Once it snaps, I want to get short into the breakdown, okay? And once that breakdown comes, I want to see it hold below intraday VWAP. These are some of the points that I want to see for the trade to work. During the breakdown, I want to see like increasing volume as it snaps down, and that would also increase my conviction on the short. Once it broke down, I want to see on the tape, I want to see the bids hitting, looking very weak on the tape, okay? I also want to see prices going and making lower lows. Okay, to be quite honest, the price in itself currently does not support the stock fundamentally. Okay, so overall, we know that Uber is a company that's been losing a lot of money. Okay, so talking about today's news, I mean, Susquehanna today came out with a rating of neutral, and they put a price point on 42. Okay, so 42 being a very important level, basically opened at 42 on IPO day. Hence, I still have this 42 area marked off as a blue line here. Also in the news, we see some Form 4s selling at insider selling on May 16th. So looking at May 16th here, during this run up, okay, it topped out at 44, which was a very key level from its IPO day. And then on the SEC filings, we see 3 different Form 4s of insider selling from here. Now, with insider selling, when the stock pops like this, to me, that shows a very lack of confidence. Okay, and that would support my multi-day support breakdown theory, in my opinion. Now, coming down here, if it snaps the 41, retraces back up and stays under 41, I would like to add more size into it and take this trade basically down to the key area of $40. All right, that would be the first takeaway here, or my first profit target here from this day. Key psychological area of 40. And then coming down here, we do have another key area at around 39.50. Okay, right there. And then also the 39 area. Yeah, so 39.50, 39. Lots of target levels here. So that's my main thesis for Uber tomorrow. I do like the multi-day support breakdown. And I'm thinking it gaps down tomorrow, and I'm probably going to miss the breakdown. So at the open, I'll be watching for the pop back up and looking for it to hold under the support area as a resistance and get short into it. So that's Uber. Roku is next. Roku, definitely love Roku. I actually traded Roku today on the long side as I bought on this pullback here. The first pullback, actually, I bought. Let's look at this. Yeah, I bought this first pullback and I rolled it up here. I took a majority off. It eventually stopped me out, break even, but and then I missed this extra run up here. But I did talk about it yesterday. That it was going to squeeze some shorts if it was going to hold a key level of 84. So I want to load up some drawings real quick here. Tomorrow, I am looking for a continuation day to the long side. What Roku did today is basically a breakout of this 85 area. As you can see, a multi-day resistance that it broke out. Okay, Roku had fantastic earnings catalyst. It consolidated and held very near its prices around the highs. Okay, it's now on the 52-week high on a breakout, and after hours is still going strong. Some levels I want to be looking out for here is the 87.12 area or 87.14 area, which is this high right here on the daily chart. Right here, this high. 87.14. Okay, so as you can see, this 87.14 area, it was a breakout area, but it needs to pull back and hold to show me strength, right? I am anticipating a gap up tomorrow, so we do have the late day highs, which is a key area I want to watch. It's basically 87.60s, okay, the 65 area, right? I want to see a gap up and then a pull in at the open to hold these levels here. The next area of support coming down here, we have 86.50. I believe that would be right here on this candle. Okay, so this is 86.50. Let's map this off. Okay, so we have some key areas, and these supports needs to hold. If 86.50 snaps, we have quite a few ways down. I guess perhaps 86 would be next. Okay, and then the 85 main support. Okay, so I am looking for more to the long side here tomorrow, looking for a dip and hold and then get long. Next up, we have NVDA. NVIDIA is very interesting, right? As you can see, we have been trading inside this little box range over here. Let's mark this area off real quick. Okay, we've been trading inside this box range over here. On the announcement of the ban on Huawei, it did gap down and sold off a little bit. Today, it came back up a little bit. So personally, and then we also have on this day right here when NVDA announced their earnings and had a bad reaction, right? So overall, the chart is looking really bad right now, and it's in a major downtrend. But we are a little bit overextended to the downside today, with the volume being low as it came back up. To me, that tells me it's like a retracement from this massive sell-off. Okay, so a few areas I'm watching real quick. This 157.5 is very key because this was after the earnings. It held as a multi-day support, right? And then finally we had massive volume that snapped under it. Now prior key support is now key resistance. I personally want to see this thing come right back up and test it. Let's load up some drawings real quick. Did I mark off? Yeah, there we go. Oh no, these drawings were from days ago. I didn't save. Anyways, let's mark it off right now. Anyways, so 157.5 I'll be watching is very key. Okay, I will also be watching. We are right into the low end of this May 17th candle. Okay, so this is 155 area, which is actually pretty key. So let's mark that off as orange because it's a key level. You see it's right at the close here. So the stock is trading a little bit under it. Depending on what it does tomorrow pre-market, I do see it gapping up a little bit and then trying to test these levels again. Now this yellow line, it's going to be on May 17th closing price. Okay, this is very key as well. And then for support, we have the 154 might hold it up just a tad. I don't think it'll hold it up hard enough. More importantly, it might test the low here. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so low of today, 152.50, and coming in here at 151.3. Let me see, check on my notes here. Yeah, 151.3 is very interesting. Okay, it was the low of yesterday, and it tested it twice and then it bounced. So what I'm looking for tomorrow, it's if it comes up pre-market, I'll be definitely looking at 157.5 for the short, for the reject here on this major resistance level. It might come as high as the 158.5 here, right? I believe this is 158.5. Yeah. Okay, so one more area of resistance. I'm going to mark off 158.5. Right there, close enough. Okay. You know what? I'm actually just going to save these drawings real quick. Sorry for the delay here. As I was talking about this 151.30 area, okay, why is this area key? Very simple. I want to zoom out real quick. I want to map off right here 151.30, nice target. Okay, close enough. And from January 25th, okay, see the low of this, and then the next day we had a major gap down with massive volume. I believe this was, if I mean, it doesn't show on my chart. I think it was earnings, but it's a major catalyst for sure for the stock to snap so hard, right? But we see that this is a critical level, hence we have a bounce off right here, and we had a major volume the next day, right? So this 151.30, a key target area if I'm gonna short. But this 155, if it just rolls over tomorrow, this is gonna be the first target here at 151.3. Okay, NVDA. And finally, we have KSS. Coles had terrible earnings today, and the stock got punished, literally hammered, crushed. What I want to see, I mean, totally missed it today. Massive volume on the stump, coming back down, new 52-week low. What I want to see tomorrow is a continuation to the downside as it tries to come back up, and it failed this 57. Did I load any drawings here or save any drawings on KSS? No. Okay, so let's do some, let's plot some horizontal resistance and support. Okay, so this 56 area I'll be watching, very, very key. Okay, I'm looking for a pop and drop. This 56 on the intraday side, I mean, it basically actually more 55.80s to 56, right? First of all, on the earnings candle, this is where it bounced initially, and then it snapped under, came back up, reclaimed the 56, ran up, and eventually late day it failed, and we had major volume here at the 3:30 mark, the power hour area, at the 56 area as well. So I'm going to look for a pop into this 56 and watch for a failure from here and short it right back down. The target is going to be the low of today around the 54 area. So nice $2 average true range here, or potential $2 here. Okay. I do like it for the short there. If it reclaims and stays above 56, I'm going to be watching the 57 next, right? And then the high of day as well. However, the earnings was really, really bad after reading the news. So we'll see. We'll definitely have to see. The 55 level is key as we're sitting right on it right now. It's also a key psychological whole number, so I'm going to mark this off as orange. The stock is on SSR. Okay, so that would make shorting this ticker a little bit on the tougher side, as people can only short on the offer or short on uptick. We also see around here, let's use this line right here, the 35 area. So basically we have a resistance zone, okay? So a nice zone right here on the intraday, coming from the intraday chart over here. As you can see, it basically had a nice little box range here, and then eventually this little box range just failed under and is staying under the intraday VWAP. So it's looking pretty weak. I do like a pop and drop. It might gap down. It's a little flat after hours, so we'll have to see what it does at the open. So that's KSS, and that's basically my watch list for this evening. I hope you guys enjoyed what you just watched and enjoyed my plan. I'll be seeing you guys bright and early tomorrow. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and have a great trading day. Thanks. Ciao.